Cute as a cupcake. Where the cupcakes are more than just cute, they're delicious. Get by Cute as a Cupcake at 2008 West 81st in Maryville, Indiana. And if you would like cupcakes delivered directly to your door, all you have to do is go to www.cuteasacupcake3.com. That's www.cuteasacupcake3.com to have cupcakes delivered directly to your door. Coast to coast, north to south, you go to www.cuteasacupcake3.com. Good afternoon, and welcome to the 800 Credit Score Man Show. I am your host, Kevin King. He is I, and I am him, the 800 Credit Score Man himself. And once again, thank each and every one of you for coming in and listening to the 800 Credit Score Man Show. I truly, truly appreciate it. Hey, now what are we going to talk about today? Today, we're going to discuss what's best for your score in not every scenario, of course, but in a bunch of different scenarios. And so what I mean about this is people give me a call, they text me, they email me, they send me DMs, and they ask about things that they think will help them with their credit score. Like they're trying to get their score up really quick to buy a car, a house, get a credit card, whatever it is, and they are bringing very minor things. Now, of course, all the little things do add up, but they're trying to get it done right away, and they want to get the most points, gain the most points as soon as possible. And they're doing very minor things that will get you, 2 points here, maybe 3 points there. That's great when we're building over time. We want to take advantage, and we want to get every point out there. But when it comes to this particular thing, what we need to do is, if we want to get the most points the fastest that we can, we need to prioritize. We need to schedule the things and do them in a strategic way, not just throwing, spaghetti against the wall and seeing what happens. So today, we're going to discuss how we go about doing so. So we're going to put some scenarios together for you and see which one is the best option for you. Which one should you actually be doing right now to gain you the most points? You talk to a mortgage broker, and the mortgage broker says, hey, you are 15 points away from a better interest rates, or you're 15 points away from even being approved. Then what do? Do you go look and see if you can get some inquiries removed? Do you look and see if you can get a credit card added? Or do you go and look and see if you need to reduce some debt on your vehicle versus reducing debt on a credit card? Things of that nature we're going to discuss today to help you get that increase with your credit scores. All right, so that's what we're going to do today on the 800 Credit Score Man Show. And thank you guys for real for coming in and listening to the show. I truly appreciate it. Stop what you're doing right now. Stop what you're doing. That's a little Shock G reference. Stop what you're doing right now and go ahead and share the show. Stop what you're doing right now. Go ahead, share the show, the 800 Credit Score Man Show. Share it with your network. Share it with your friends. Doesn't matter what network you're on, what you're listening to it on. If it's Spotify, iHeartRadio, if you're right at Spreaker. Hey, I had an issue with with my own app, if you will, with my own app on Android. But the other day I tapped on it and it actually worked. So the 800 Credit Score Man app may be working on your Android, since I do have an Android with figures.com. You guys check them out too. And then on my iPhone, that particular app, the 800 Credit Score Man app, certainly works there. So go check out the app. If you don't have the app, download it. Go to your Play Store, go to your store, and go ahead and download it and get the app. And you can get all of the 177, maybe 78 shows of the 800 Credit Score Man Show. All right, so that's what you need to do. Stop what you're doing, and go ahead and share the show. All right, so I got to give some shout outs too, right? So I got to give shout out to my boy from diapers. You know what I mean? We have known each other our entire lives. I don't remember the day we met because literally we have known each other since we were babies. And that's Roy Hudson Jr. That's my man, better known or affectionately known as Boo. Celebrated his birthday on the 15th. So happy birthday to you, the Big 5-0. Man, the Big 5-0. So he celebrates his birthday, Roy Lee Hudson Jr. Yep, I told your whole government name. So happy birthday to you, my man. My man Charles Madewell, the ace, the number one. My man, baby boy, from my line, the 14 Knights of Cap Outside from Alpha Chapter of Indiana University. Charles Madewell celebrated his birthday yesterday. Happy birthday to you, Charles Madewell. And I got to give a shout out to Ruben Flores. Celebrated his birthday as well earlier this week. Happy birthday to you, Ruben. I affectionately call him Rubo. Rubo, happy birthday to you, Ruben Flores. And then Teresa Townsend. Teresa Townsend celebrated her birthday as well. Happy birthday to you, Teresa, better known as Reese. Happy birthday to you, Teresa Townsend. All right, so let's jump into this. What kind of things do you want to really know? Like, what's going to gain me the most points? One of the things that comes up to me more often, or that, I guess the most often, if you will. I'm going to turn my mic up, you guys. I think it might be a little low. So the thing that comes up for me the most often, people ask about or try to get off or whatever it is, are inquiries. Everybody wants this like, hey, man, I got too many inquiries or whatever. I know that outside of the spaces that you talk about credit, it seems that inquiries are a huge deal. Like, everything's a big deal, right? I mean, it's 10% of what your credit score is. And if you've got a lot of inquiries, or even if it's not even really a lot, every time you get a letter, if it's a denial or if they're even telling you, hey, here's a little ditty about your credit, inquiries are always on there. And they're saying, hey, you got too many, blah, 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 right? It's always a thing. So let me tell you a little bit about the inquiries, right? First of all, they only stay on your credit report for 2 years, all right? So 2 years, then boom, they'll be gone. Automatically fall off. You don't have to call anybody. You don't have to talk to anybody about it. They're automatically going to fall off your credit report. So in 2 years. Now, recently, and with the newer versions of all of the newer versions of FICO, if you're looking at, I want to say it started with 8, so FICO 8, 9, 10, newer versions of FICO, even though it stays on your credit report for 24 months, after 12 months, they don't even consider it anymore, meaning they're not calculating it into what your score is. So 11 months ago, you went and tried to get a vehicle. You did get the vehicle, or you didn't get the vehicle, but 11 months ago you did so. So after next month, your 12th month, after that time, then yes, it'll stay on your credit report, but it won't ding you for whatever points they got you for you going ahead and applying for that particular car or whatever it is. 2 points, 3 points, 4 points, 5 points, whatever it is, they just won't ding you for that anymore. So maybe sometimes that's why you see a little bit of increase in your credit score. So it does that, right? So then when you look at your inquiries again, you go and I've said this time and time again, I get this question all the time. Hey, I need to get these inquiries off of my credit report. I went to the dealership and they ran my score 6 times. They ran my credit report 12 times. I've got 19 different inquiries, and I was looking for a car, and I want them off of my credit report. Well, frankly, as I've told you guys time and time again, it's okay if they do that and you're looking for a vehicle and they go to places that finance vehicles, all right? It's perfectly fine if they do that all in the same day, all in the same weekend, all during the next week. It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine for them to do so. Not everybody, a lot of people seem to think that the dealership is being shady. They've done something wrong. They didn't have your permission to do so. Well, I guarantee you, if you look at that little contract, the application that you signed, when you put your name on it and you put your the amount of money that you make and your address on it and where you work, it's going to say that they can go ahead and they can do this. Basically, they're shopping it around. However, the credit systems are sensitive and smart enough to know that it's okay. You're not buying 19 cars. You're not buying 12 cars. You're not going to buy 6 cars today. Not the typical person, right? So with sense enough and smart enough to know that you're only going to get dinged as if it was one. Even though all of them will show up on your credit report, yes, they will all show up, you're only going to get dinged as if it's one. So then you can take down the temperature a little bit when you're dealing with those kinds of things. You can take down the temperature because at the end of the day, what you're concerned about is your score and how it will hurt your score. So in your head, if you're thinking they ran my credit 12 times and I'm going to get dinged 2 times, God forbid, 5 times for each one of the times that they did it, it's going to drop my score, anywhere from 24 to 60 points. That's what your concern is, right? Not that it's ran and not that it's going to show up on your credit report. It's the score portion. So I'm here to tell you, it's not going to hurt you anywhere near 24 to 60 points or even more, right? You're only going to get dinged as if you did it one time. So when you're looking at, I need to increase my credit score and I need to do it right away, and I got to get rid of these inquiries. I've got 5 of them, for example, and they took 5 points from each one of them. If I get rid of all of these inquiries, then 5 times 5 is 25. My credit score is going to go up by 25 points. If that's the case, that's not the case, right? Even when you get rid of inquiries, which in my opinion, and this is my opinion, in my opinion, they're not worth the trouble and or the time. If you've got 25 different ones, you are looking like that, different story. Different story, right? You got 20 of those. Different story. Maybe you want to get rid of some or all of them, right? But if it's all dealing with a car, if it's just several little different ones and there's 5 of them, if you were to get rid of the inquiries, you're not getting 25 points back. You might get 3, 4, 5 points back. Maybe. So inquiries are not necessarily worth it. They go through the same process, if you want to, as filing a dispute on anything else. They go through the same process. So you can file a dispute through the credit bureaus, each one of them, TransUnion, Equifax, or Experian, file it through them and send it in, 30, 35 days. They'll come back with a decision for you. When it's dealing with this car issue and people want to get upset and they want to send it in regarding a car and they sent so many inquiries in, then they're going to ask you, hey, did you sign this application here, there, whatever? If you did, then maybe they'll pull some of them off, but maybe they won't. But it's definitely not worth the points. It's not worth. It doesn't give you a bunch of points in my experience. So when it comes to inquiries, is it worth the hassle? I'm gonna say no. It's not worth the hassle if you're trying to increase your credit report. I spent too long about inquiries. All right, so let's jump to something else. Let's jump to collections then. All right, you got a collection. You say, hey, I want to deal with these collections. I've got several of them. Let me deal with the collections. I'm going to deal with the one that is, let's say, the highest. I owe the most on this particular collection. It's $2,000. I want to get rid of this particular collection. I'm here to tell you now that no matter the amount, when you get a collection, it's going to drop your credit report, your credit score 60 points or so, maybe more, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit less anyway. So that isn't like the determining factor if you want to go ahead and get rid of something, not the amount that you necessarily owe. Because listen, think of it this way. If that was $2,000, let's say you don't go through the whole negotiating thing like I would suggest to get it knocked down. So you're going to give them $2,000. But then, for example, you have six more collections. And those collections, let's say they equal $2,000. In your opinion, is it smarter to get rid of that one collection that's $2,000 or to be able to eliminate 6 collections for the same $2,000? You get more bang for your buck if you get rid of the 6 versus the 1. Do you understand? You get more bang for your buck if you get rid of the 6 than versus the 1. All right? So that's one of the strategies that you want to do. If you've got money to get rid of some collections and you need to spend this money and you have basically no choice, you've exhausted your quote-unquote appeals, if you will, on trying to get that particular collection removed from your credit report.